Class 12th, Subject Business Studies, Chapter 7, Directing, Lecture number 1. Hello dear students, as we have already done our 6 chapters and you have revised that, I hope so, properly in your holidays. So let's begin with 7th chapter, that is Directing. First of all, its meaning. What do you mean by directing? Directing means giving instructions, guiding, counseling, motivating, and leading the staff in an organization in doing work to achieve organizational goals. Whenever we have to direct somebody, we have to give instructions, we have to guide them, we have to do counseling as well if that person is facing any problem or obstacle. And by motivating and leading the staff in an organization so that they can do the work up to the best of their capacity and level, so that they can achieve organizational goals very effectively and efficiently. So directing is a key managerial function to be performed by a manager along with the planning, organizing, staffing and controlling. First of all, we have to plan something to do a particular task, then organize resources for that task, then staffing, and definitely then finally directing comes. From top executive to supervisor performs the function of directing. Everyone has to perform this function so that the work in the organization, all the tasks in the organization should go smoothly, and it takes place accordingly whenever superior subordinate relations exist. Superior subordinate relation, if any person is working upon a team, or we can say if any team is working under a person, definitely that person is superior and all the team is subordinate. So whenever this relation exists, directing function comes. So the concept of directing refers to the process of instructing, guiding, motivating, leading people to achieve its objective. In ordinary sense, we can say in our daily life, we come across many situations like a hotel owner directing his employees to complete certain activities for organizing a function. We can take another example, a teacher directing his student to complete an assignment, a film director directing his artist about how they should act in the film. So all these terms we can say comes under directing. Whenever any work is to be done in a perfect manner, directing always is there. Directing should always be there. See, it is a continuous process initiated at the top level and flows to the bottom through organization hierarchy. Directing initiated at the top level because it is the work or task of the top level to direct their employees so that their work can be flow in a smooth manner and they can achieve all the goals of the organization set by top management. There are four main elements of directing. Number 1, supervision. Number 2, motivation. Number 3, leadership. And number 4, communication. First of all, supervision. The supervision means instructing, guiding, monitoring and observing the employees while they are performing jobs in the organization. Supervision means instructing, guiding, monitoring, and observing the employees while they are performing jobs in the organization. So, the term supervision can be understood in the two ways. Super means over and above, and vision means art of seeing objects. So, supervision means we can say overseeing what is being done by the subordinates and giving instructions to ensure proper utilization of resources and achievement of work targets. Fine. So, it is the process of guiding the efforts of employees and other resources to accomplish the desired objectives. Second one we can say motivation. Second element of directing is motivation. Motivation can be defined as stimulating, inspiring, inducing the employees to perform to their best capacity. Here, stimulating means encouraging or developing interest in any person. So, motivation is psychological term which means it cannot be forced on employees. Fine. We can say it is defined as a process of making subordinate to act in a desired manner to achieve certain organizational goals. So motivation depends upon satisfying needs of people. For example, in order to get a toy, a child may be prepared to learn a poem. This is called motivation. So it is a process which begins with psychological need or deficiency which triggers the behavior, or we can say a drive that is aimed at a goal or incentive. Next one is leadership. What do you mean by leadership? Leadership is a process of influencing the behavior of person at work towards the achievement of specified goal. So, leadership can be defined as the ability of an individual to maintain good interpersonal relations with followers and motivate them to contribute for achieving organizational objectives. An individual who possesses the quality of leadership is known as leader. So, leadership is the activity of influencing people to strive willingly for mutual objectives. Fine. The following are the features of leadership. Number one, it indicates the ability of individual to influence others. A leader always has a quality to influence others so that his thoughts can be converted into actions. So he indicates the ability of the individual and to make him realize that he can do up to the best of his level. Fine. Second one is it tries to bring change in behavior. Leadership tries to bring change in the behavior of the people. How to influence employees to cooperate in achievement of objective. So leader always set a behavior, interpersonal behaviors, decide and designed to influence employees that they should cooperate in the achievement of objectives. Next one is it shows interpersonal relationship between leaders and followers. So leadership, the characteristics of leadership also indicates the relations between leaders and followers. So it is the task of leaders that how he convert the plans of the organization, how he executes the plans of the organization into these desired goals, how it is to be done by the followers but under the guidance of leader. So it shows interpersonal relationship between leaders and followers. Next one is it is to achieve common goal. Leadership is exercised to achieve common goals of the organization. So it is the whole sole responsibility of leader as well as his followers to achieve the organizational goal by going in the same direction in which the leader wants, and leader should also understand what the follower wants. So it is exercised to achieve the common goals of the organization. Next one is it is a continuous process. Leadership is a continuous process because it is the process of influencing people so that they can will, so that they will strive willingly and work enthusiastically towards the achievements of group goals. So all they are working for group goals but under the direction of leader. So it is a continuous process. That leadership is a continuous process. It is going continuously in any organization. It is needed in any organization where they want all these plans are to be executed according to the management. Leadership always required there. Next one is communication. See, it can be defined as transmission or we can say exchange of ideas, views, message, information or instruction between two or more persons by different means. So the word communication derived from communis, which means common, which consequently implies common understanding. Communication is defined in different ways. Like communication is the transfer of information from the sender to the receiver with the information being understood by the receiver. So it is a process by which people create and share information with one another in order to reach common understanding. So in the communication process, the following should be there, must be there: sender, message, media, and a receiver. So communication is the sum of all the things one person does when he wants to create understanding in the mind of another. So it involves systematic and continuous process of telling, listening and understanding. In simple word we can say communication is exchange of ideas and views and to pass information to the another person so that he can understand that information and work upon it. So communication is a sum of all the things one person does whether he wants to share or understand information, and it also involves systematic and continuous process of telling, listening and understanding as well. Communication is also of two parts. There are two parts of communication. Number one, formal, and second one is informal. We'll definitely study that in deep.